And Nate, how do you do this? Here we go. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
All right. Well, today for Innovate with Nate, you all are going to learn. I'm going to give you time back in your lives because we're taking it to transaction desk slash Insta transaction. Everybody's got a different name for it, but um, last time we did level one, which was a nice slow jog. Today, I'm going to take us kind of to an intermediate or even a professional level. So I thought I'd start off with what I plan to cover today is one, I want to do a short review to see if there were any questions about the stuff I showed last time. But I want to show you how to set up personal templates. I want to show you how to upload documents into Authenticsign. And then lastly, something that I think is fun and cool is having Authenticsign set up for initialing all the pages, such as a disclosure or a TISH report or something like that. So I thought I would start with any questions on what we covered a couple weeks ago for the Authenticsign transaction desk. Okay, well then I'm going to get right into it. I've got a lot to cover. I've had like 6 cups of coffee this morning, so I'm feeling charged up. So slow me down if you need to, but I thought I would jump right into Authenticsign. So I'm going to start here. Again, everybody see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. Jump into Authenticsign. Or sorry, transaction desk, my apologies. And we're going to start with creating a template. So you all have the templates that are created by Edina Realty and by your beautiful and wonderful office administration team. Bobby, you still there?
All right. Yeah, but I didn't create these. There's somebody else that did all the work.
But you put it all together and make sure it's all there. But you have the ability to create your own transactions sheets. And what that means is you use the forms that are there, but you fill them out in a way that you know and that you how you do it every single time. So I wanted to show you what that looks like. So over here on the left-hand side, you're going to come down to the second to the bottom one. And as you can see in the little pop-up, it says templates. So you click it, and then you go to transaction templates. And right away, it shows you all the ones that are created. So you got Duluth and Virginia because they're different MLS. They got different forms. We've all come to know and love our ER buyer packets, our representation docs, our listing packets. I've come in here and created some different ones over the years that I set up. So how do you do that? Well, let me back up and show you the ones that I created for the class. So right away, I want to show you the forms that I use and how I did it. So I threw in, as an example, this representation contract. You click it and let's open. Are you all seeing this?
Yes. Contract for representing a buyer.
Yep, thank you. So I fill it out all the time. We all have our way of filling it out. Well, just create your own template and fill it out so it's one less thing. As an example, this buyer retainer fee, put in $1 or a 0, whatever you do. I like putting $1, and my joke is that they have to buy me a candy bar on our way out. Here's your brokerage commission. You put that fee in here. Some of the other ones that you always do is I always see will agree to dual agency. So I've checked that box already. And that should do it for a lot of what I do on my buyer rep. But it's already pre-filled, so I don't have to worry about it. I can just come in here and plug and play. So I'm going to close that. And I want to also show you a couple other ones that I've done. A big one is the purchase agreement. Okay, I'm in here. We all have our way of filling out the purchase agreement. Everybody that I've been reviewing sales for 8 years now. Everybody fills out the 30 years. You know, normally this is 30% or 30 years. 99% of the time, the files that I review, it says 30 years. So rather than miss it, just put it in and leave it there. The other thing that everybody checks is at any time prior to closing. Maybe you've got some go-to language that you always want to put in there. Go ahead and put that in here as well. But you can see as an example, I've put work orders in. I've checked that the buyer pays the reinspection. Some other things that I do is one thing that I teach and talk about is inspector and buyer shall have access to the attic. I always put that in a purchase agreement. Prorate to the date of closing. That's another one. I check those boxes so that I don't forget about it. Here again, 99% of the time, it's always say seller pay, seller pay, seller pay. And most of the time, it's is not subject to a cancellation. So I've already pre-filled these in. And when I use these along with the transaction wizard, I don't really have to fill in much paperwork, and I'm giving you that time back that I promised you in the beginning. So how did I do this? So let me close this out, and let me go back down here. So again, click your second one, templates, transactions, and you're going to hit add. Here's your chance to, so the ownership is this is a personal one for you. You give it your name. You saw the several names that I did. I did educational class. I've done Nate Dogg's buyer reps, you name it, so that you recognize it. Then you pick out what it is. What's the transaction type? This sorts all the documents for you. So residential sale typically is what we're going to do. So you click that, you hit save. Whoops, it's going to make me do something here. Now you're going to come down to forms. It's going to be empty. You hit the plus, and now I have all the forms. So it's a good habit to talk with your OA or your manager and get the list of forms that you need for your buyer reps. Maybe it's your listing contracts, maybe it's your personal property, and then you can just simply type them in here and it's going to autofill for you. So then you find the right corresponding one that you need. And then whatever that might be, you just check the box, you hit add, and there it is. So to go in, now that I've got it in my forms, I go into this particular document and I fill it out the way I want. So, you know, let's just, for whatever reason, just write agent and inspector to have attic accessed. Okay.
Do you want to
So
show everybody and show everybody what the add clauses will give you?
Sure. So I've got that in here, but because I've got this open space, I can come up here and go to clauses or add clauses, and I might have my own personal clause. I don't think I do. I deleted it, but I know the company does. So I can go to office clause and right in here, just click, hit OK, and boom. Our legal department gave me the clauses that would hold up in court, so to speak. Don't make your transaction too messy, but they come in here and they write this out for you. So that's an example of just having one done and ready to go. When you're done, you just hit save and exit. And now it's saved under my forms and what it's called. Any questions on this? Okay. Now I'm going to move on and show you in a transaction desk the forms that I use and how I can make everything that I just did by building my own templates, by using the wizard, and then using the information that's provided by the listing agent to upload into AuthentiSign. All right, here we go. Buckle up. So I'm going to get out of this. Whoops. Down here. So now I'm coming into the transaction. And I don't know if I touched a little bit on this last time I talked, but one of the things you want to do, and the easiest thing that you want to do, is if this is the house, and I'm going to use Lisa and Kathy Medor's little cute one here in Minneapolis. If these documents are here, this means that they will upload in AuthentiSign. I'll show you where that's at. But now I want to write an offer on this. I'm going to go to this half moon, I don't know, of stars or feathers, you name it. I don't know. Instanet. I click it. And I'm sure many of you go in this way. There are a few that haven't. So it's kind of interesting as I've learned over doing this. Everybody gets in this differently. So all of the documents that were provided by Lisa and Kathy are right here under, here's their TISH report. Here's the seller's disclosure. These are the two typical ones that you see. You'll never need the facts and the cover sheet. Don't know why it's there. Because I pre-opened this, my purchase agreement that I made automatically uploaded. So right here, I've got it already set up. I can come in here and fill this out. Whoop, am I talking?
We're halfway into it.
So that's it, we're not muted.
Sorry.
Oh, no worries, no worries. So I can come in here and fill out the purchase agreement, but let me show you another way. I didn't upload the way I wanted it to, so we're going to find a different property. Let's go right here. This one has that information, so I'm going to come in and go Instanet. I'm going to go with the classic transaction desk. It already has the address. I'm going to pick my template. My template is going to be the forms that I filled out. So I'm writing a purchase agreement. Here's the ones that I showed you. MLS data. Here's the MLS number. I'm going to use the wizard. Okay. Step one of this 5-step process is just making sure all the information is here. I can pre-fill this in. This particular property is listed at 280. I'm going to rate at 300,000. My earnest money is going to be $5,000. I'm going to hit next. Okay, the dates are already here. I want to pick an offer date is going to be today. Closing date, I'm going to pick May 30th. Here we go. Okay, I'm filling this out. I am making this all happen, so I don't need to do as much on the purchase agreement.
You have today as the closing date.
Yep, thank you. Go. There we go. Go to that. Keeps auto-populating. Sorry. Got to do it old school. Okay. Right. Now I hit next again. This is all the people associated with this transaction. It's a good practice to add your buyer here now, so you don't have to spend time in AuthentiSign adding them to everything. So I'm going to add my contact. I'm going to put it here as existing contact. I'm going to send this to Travis Peltier. Add him. I have to name him as the buyer. And then I'm going to save him. Now he's here. I'm going to continue on to next. And I want to show you, we've all been here now. So here's the purchase agreements that I have did on my own under my own templates. But because I used the wizard and my own templates, and I set this up, here is everything that I have filled in. I filled in the earnest money. I did the purchase price. So I filled these in ahead of time because I don't like blanks. So now I can come in here and say 20%, 80%. Oh, for some reason this didn't happen. So I just come in here and go closing, pick my day. Must be something going on. The purchase agreement is already checked for subject to because I pre-filled that out. It's one mortgage, conventional. My 30 is already in here. Now I can go and say 6.5. Again, my prior to is already preloaded. I'm representing the buyer, so I want to keep it simple. I can work my way through the purchase agreement the way that I normally do. So that way I don't forget anything. I don't leave blanks. I have it the way I like it, and I can just come in here and do the big rocks that are negotiating tools. Here's the words I've already pre-filled in. And that's set. Everybody get this
I have
part?
a question.
Go ahead.
You had 5,000 earnest money. Why did it fill at 49.99?
You're a good student. I don't know. I saw that too. Maybe it doesn't let me go over $5,000. It's a good question. I don't have an answer to.
Did they take the dollar off for your retainer?
Yes, maybe they did. I don't know. Good question. So I've got it all filled out the way I want it to. I want to save and close. I want to go to some of my other ones that I have in here. Personal property. I didn't show you this one earlier, but I always put seller of record in here and then added Travis's. And then I always have a good practice of as all seen on at the property on said date. Well, that's already built in here. Now, all I need to do is copy and paste from the MLS, or I could simply add it, type it in if you want. And then I can just fill in the date that I showed the property. All right, so I have all of my documents. They're all filled out the way I want. I come over here to forms. I check all the ones that are in play. Go to my basket. I go to my pen. And now I'm entering AuthentiSign. Hopefully that sounded as cool online as it did here. Okay, couple of cool things in here. So we all start here is add your participants. Well, because I added Travis already, I just go to add from the transaction and I can add Eric Young, I can add myself, and I can add Travis. Here is the remote signer. So I am saying I need to sign, Travis needs to sign, but if I wanted to, if there was an attorney or maybe it's a big estate and there's lots of people that need to see it, I can add them all in here and I can add them as a reviewer or as a carbon copy once everything is signed. That's a really cool thing to do. Sometimes it works as far as what you need it for. It's always going to work, sorry. But sometimes people, I've gotten back in the day, I got an email from an agent that I had no idea what it was. And the agent sent me the offer and put me as the CC once it was all signed. They didn't put a cover letter, didn't send me a text, anything like that. They just put me as a CC. It showed up in my inbox. Not a good practice, but that's the way it goes, right? So I've got my participants. Now you're going to come over here to documents. And I've got the ones that I selected and put into the box or in that basket, but I need the seller's disclosure. And I think it's Maplewood, so there's a Tish. This is highlighted, so it says add document. I'm going to come here and it's automatically going to upload these into. So I just hit add. Now I have association rules and bylaws, and I'm going to hit add here as well. and it has the other ones that I needed for that. In the past, I've always downloaded it and uploaded it. You would do all of that right here. So I have all of these. I punch out, and now I have them the way I want them. If they're not in the order you want, you just come over here to these stars and move things around. Go to tools. Right away, you can designate, oops, I didn't add Travis, my fault. Add from the transaction, hit Travis and myself. And this is going to auto-populate. Select. There, we got it. I need to designate myself. I'm the selling agent. This little bar is getting in my way. Assign signature blocks. We're here. So now I go to tools. It's always good practice to go through and double check, but you can see that the ones that I filled in on my own templates are already checked. I use the wizard to do the other ones, and what wizard didn't cover, I filled it in. So now I have this purchase agreement really quick and easy. I think we're under 7 minutes. I'm already in here doing what I need to do. So cool things. Obviously, we know how to set each other nameplates up, things like that. One of the things that I wanted to show you is how to add your own name, pre-filled it. So one of the things, if I wanted to come in here and add my name to this, I could do that. Let me show you how to do this. So, well, why I'm here, does everybody know that you can change the requirement here? So when you do your arbitration, it does not require you. It does not tell the buyer that they are required to sign here. It allows them to skip it. If you want them to sign it, you double click and it opens up into the screen that you see here. I can unselect it and now it doesn't require me to sign it. Okay. So Travis in this case could skip over it and it would just be fine, like in an arbitration disclosure. If it comes back to you unsigned, you know they declined it. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that, but I wanted to show you how to add your own signature in here. So this could come into play sometime. So you add myself and you go to sign here. And we all do this. It comes to us in an email, the exact same way that you're doing it here. So you hit accept, you pick your little font, and boom, it's pre-filled wherever I put it. I can come here to the purchase agreement and add it here if I wanted to, as an example. It's already done. I've already authenticated it. So I can add my name first to any and all of the documents. Any questions on that stuff?
So that's
Okay.
instead of you having it come to you requesting your signature where you open it up and click start.
You got it, Deb. Yep. So I could do this ahead of time. And that is by just doing myself. Okay. Now, the way that a lot of us fill it out, including myself, is then I would send this over here. It's going to send me an email, force me to sign it, which is fine. Any way works. Okay. For your arbitration, see, you can see right here that Travis isn't required to sign it. Now, if I want him to sign it, I would just come over here, toggle in, make it a requirement. Yes.
Isn't that a little tricky though? If you make it not required and they don't sign it, you don't know that he declined it. He might have skipped it. That could be a legal problem.
I agree. And it does call for, I would reach out and just say, well, one, I would cover it ahead of time as I'm walking through the offer with the buyer. But if they did skip it, I would make a call and just say, I just want to be clear, are you declining arbitration? If they do decline it, you can come in here and here, let me close this out. Maybe you've done this over the phone already. You can come in here to a text box and come in here. Whoop, let me highlight it. Why isn't it working? There you go. And now I can write decline on all the lines that they want. Sorry. Okay. And then I can even move it to wherever I want. I can rotate it the whole 9 yards.
How come they took away the option, like where you would say that and they knew it was an option?
I don't know why they did that. That came up not too long ago in our office as well. I think it kind of puts the onus on us as agents to explain it and to kind of walk through our offers before people sign it. Good questions. Okay, so I want to come down here, and if you remember, I uploaded all the documents. So I have all of the documents that Eric uploaded. I don't see a seller's disclosure, so I'll talk to him later. But I have all the association documents, right? So let me go back. I went too fast. So I've got everything in here. I can make sure this is a good practice, I think, because I learned the hard way. One of my first years of being a broker was the buyer sat down and said, I didn't see the full seller's disclosure. And they had missed the page. So you can get rid of that, or you can make sure that they don't ever run into that again, is you just come in here and go initial pages. You pick who is going to sign and where you want it, how big you want it, large, small, medium. It's just like going through the drive-through. You want it on the left side, the center, or the right. You want it at the top or the bottom. I think it's good practice to put it at the bottom. Who's going to initial it? I want Travis to initial it, and I want him to initial the bylaws, all the pages, and maybe the rules and regs. Okay, so I'm going to hit place initials, and boom, they're on every single page. And it forces them, because of the red banner and the asterisk, that they need to sign that. So this is a good CYA, good business practice, that they sign every single page. It means they're acknowledging that it at least took the time to essentially read it, right? If it got into the court, you could say, wait, you initialed it.
Okay, but I had somebody tell me that it just goes and skips and goes from one initial to the next, and you have to actually scroll up and down before you start clicking those.
That's true. But if you sent this to me, Deb, and I had to initial it, I would pause and I would make sure, okay, Deb wants me to look at this for a reason. At that point it's on the buyer, but you're right. It goes from initial to initial to initial. But this is going to slow me down to say, all right, Deb is a great agent. She must want me to know what's on this page. I think an attorney or a judge would see that same way, going, hey, wait a minute, you initialed it. How many times do you sign things and they make you initial it anyway? You're acknowledging that you signed it or looked at it. Good question. Okay. Any questions?
I had one, Nate.
Yeah.
I think and I don't think, in the past, I've always been told to also add an initial on that decline for arbitration. Are we just leaving it as decline, or are we supposed to?
You can do that as well.
Initial that.
That's a great question. Great thought. That's something that you can definitely do.
It's kind of the same as what you were just showing. So
exactly. So if I declined it, I could force here. This is all my signature. Let me put Travis's here. I would come up here to initial, and there we go. Then he's, initialing that he is declining this. Good tip. See, everybody's got
that initial choice? What is that one?
The initial choice, you give them a yes or a no, or true and false. They have to initial one of the choices that they're going to make, and if they do that, then the other one goes away.
Or just decline and initial,
yes.
Regardless.
Yep.
That one works really good for the part where you're picking if you're going to work with Edina Title or if you're going to do a home warranty.
Great. Yes, there you go. Thank you, Lisa. Okay. Any other
Another-
questions?
Yeah, another quick question, if I can.
Yeah.
I think there was a bit of a discussion in the office the other day about using the legacy version of transaction desk versus the new. And it sounds like there's probably it's still buggy or not ready for prime time yet, as far as, because it always pops up. Do you want to use the new one? Like, I
Mhm.
guess, or I'm supposed to, or whatever. But what's your position and or Edina Realty's on that, I guess,
Yeah.
option?
Thank you. I don't think all the forms are still uploaded into the new one yet. So everybody's been using the old transaction desk. It would be nice. And I'm sure it's going to happen probably the second half of the year that everything gets uploaded into the new version.
Yeah, there's still a TBD date on that as far as the OA community goes.
Thank you. So, yeah, good questions. Any other questions before I wrap up? I went long, I apologize, but my whole point and goal in all of this is that you can create your own templates so that you do it the way you do it. And if you use the wizard and the templates the way you do it, you just got 10, 15, 20 minutes back into your life. It's quick and easy to do. Just take the time to do that, and you should be good to go. The other thing is I know many of us, myself included, until yesterday, always uploaded the disclosure. Well, I found out where it was and makes my life a whole lot easier. And I just saved a ton of memory on my hard drive.
Thanks, Nate.
All right. All right. Thank you, everybody. Go out there and get lots of purchase agreements signed. Nice and easy now.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Nate.
Nate.
Have a great day.
Thanks, Nate.
You bet.
Appreciate it.
Have
Thanks,
a great
Nate.
week, everybody.